All right, welcome back. Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney Cochran, and I manage the EcoLeaders online community at National Wildlife Federation. And I'm really excited to be here with you all today to facilitate our creator interview. Each year, we like to shine a spotlight on creative professionals. And for today's creator spotlight interview, we will be speaking with Vic Barrett, who is on the front lines of the climate action movement and a variety of capacities. He is one of the 21 youth plaintiffs who took the United States to court in the landmark case Juliana versus United States for environmental degradation related to climate change. He's a network organizer with PowerShift Network, has spoken at the UN General Assembly, the COP21 UN Conference on climate change, and has been involved in a number of films. Vic was raised in the great state of New York as a first-generation Honduran American. He is proud of his roots, with his family being part of the Garifuna community. He appreciates the uniqueness of his heritage of being Afro-Indigenous and Afro-Latino, which inspires a lot of his connection to the natural world and the ways we can challenge ourselves to understand it better. Vic is deeply invested in finding the best ways to exchange stories and lived experiences as a tool for promoting better understanding amongst people. He's incredibly motivated in building bridges to help people understand that Black, Brown, and Indigenous leaders hold a lot of the knowledge and values we need to not only beat this climate crisis, but also beat the negative values that have perpetuated the climate crisis. And one of Vic's most recent creative projects is the short film titled Reclaiming the Earth, which was created to highlight Black people's journey to reclaim personal and cultural autonomy to the earth in a system that was created to take it away. And we get the opportunity to view that short film today before we talk with Vic. So without further ado, I will get that pulled up and going for us. Enjoy.
The core of sustainability is community. Our legacy is the ability to maintain despite everything telling us we should not. Community is when a cop shoots an unarmed Black man and everyone shows up to shout his name. It's letting them know what they've taken from us. It's reminding them that we'll do our damnedest to make sure they don't take anyone else.
The spirits will guide your steps beside the water. She sings, open your ears and your eyes, my dear. I can tell you where to go.
I see a world for us.
Surrender your soul. Adhere to your ancestors.
We're trading the greens I grew in my yard with the potatoes you grew in yours.
Summon the power of your past.
Play in the dirt and bring some herbs or veggies home for Mom.
All the loudness that tends shouts into your ears to distract you from the power you are destined to possess.
We know what we want to build.
My ancestors reach for me as the wind pulls me forward.
We have an equal stake in ensuring we stay close to the earth and ensuring that we stay close to each other.
They give me dreams of paradise. of me running barefoot in the fields of growing children, where melanin is royalty.
Our community takes care of us. We keep us safe.
These dreams, these experiences belong to your sisters, brothers, your children that will come after you.
We see each other every day.
Just as I share this one with you, you'll live in it, just like I have, and my mother, and so on.
All right. Thanks so much for sharing that film with us today, Vic.
Yeah, of course.
I will just jump right into the question. So we know that working on a film isn't your quote unquote day job. How do you balance creative endeavors like this with your full-time career?
Yeah, I feel lucky to have met a lot of people in the movement who like to do work around the intersections between media and creativity and the climate crisis, just considering there's so much that nuance to communicate about the crisis. So I feel like it's worked pretty seamlessly to try to integrate kind of my interest in storytelling with my day-to-day organizing job. Working at PowerShift Network, I have a portfolio of about a third of our 120 organizations, and every representative that member network representative that we work with has their own story that they're telling too through the work that they do. And it's my job to be able to help them tell that. So it worked pretty seamlessly. And in this case, it was great to be able to bring the Center for Cultural Power together and PowerShift together so that I could help work on the release of the film as part of my day-to-day job.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you currently have any plans to create more short films or documentaries? I know you've been involved in a few different films as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I want to be able to do more work for. I've been lucky to meet so many, like I said, so many creatives in the space just from being in films, particularly being in films about the Youth v. Gov lawsuit. So I'm in the feature-length film, which is actually really excitingly going to be dropping on Netflix on April 29th. So that's a fun thing to be able to share.
Yeah, mark your calendars, everyone.
Yeah, and the trailer is already available on Netflix if anyone wanted to check that out. It's just Youth v. Gov. And that was a really awesome opportunity to like get to see some of the behind the scenes, especially, you know, like having a film crew that was around for that long of my life, having my high school graduation filmed by a film crew, just things like that made me realize just how awesome story, like a job storytelling, and how much relationship building it is. I got so close with the directors working on that. But yeah, it's something I want to explore in the future, and hopefully we'll get more opportunities like I did with the Center for Cultural Power to get some creative juices flowing and get something concrete at the end of it. It's really nice to like, you know, just start out with a Word doc and then end up with a whole film.
Absolutely, yeah. I love watching, you know, the life cycle of something like that. Like you said, starting with a few words and then seeing a beautiful film as a result that touches so many people. So, I mean, you've talked about how you have been able to pursue kind of creative endeavors, along with your activism, along with kind of your day job, what is a top skill that you use on a daily basis in your organizing career for others who might be interested?
A skill that I use every day?
Yeah, like it's a top skill just on a daily basis.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I guess these are kind of broad skills, but I feel like especially for my job as a network organizer, a lot of my work is just about having strong communication skills and relationship building skills and making people feel comfortable with asking questions, basically. So making sure that I'm, through my communication and my relationship building, that I can be as approachable as possible and be a resource for people. I would say those are the skills that I definitely use every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was one of the biggest things you learned in being on the creating side of a film rather than the subject of the film?
Yeah, definitely that it's a process and there's so many moving pieces. Like people who work in production are just amazing. And then they have a logistical knack that I don't know if I'll ever have. But just all of the background of even like when we were, so we shot that in Oakland. And so me, Anaya, who's the dancer, her grandmother, who's actually the reading the other text in the video, we all had to fly to Oakland. So somebody had to make a whole schedule of where we had to be and what we had to be doing. You know, it's like there's a lot of people who work really hard to make it feel like you just have to show up and have good ideas because they're holding down so much of the background. And yeah, God bless those people. Did you just like, or even working with Christy with on Youth v Gov, just seeing like, you know, filmmakers have to like wake up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. to go look for shots that are going to be good. Or Anaya having to go to the beach that morning and stand in the water when it was very freezing cold. Just things like that in the background that maybe aren't as glamorous, but are really necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. Somewhat related to that, a question came in from David, our conference host. He was curious how the song was chosen. He's a huge Nina Simone fan, and it was such a beautiful compliment to the film. Were you involved in choosing that song, or do you know how it came about?
Yeah, that was a choice by the director Alba, who's really fantastic director and has like a pretty particular aesthetic that they're really fantastic at, and it just had the right flow, and also it was perfect for Anaya's choreography as well.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. So this is similar to a question I asked before, but for others interested in a career path like yours, where you weave together so many of your talents from organizing to creative pursuits, what's your best piece of advice? I know you spoke to communication and communication skills and relationship building being such big pieces, but is there anything, any other advice you would give to folks?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially I give talks to young people a lot, and you know, it's common to ask how do people get more involved, and advice about that. And I think especially if you're going to be in the environmental sector as a career, you have to try to do your best to do it from the perspective of what you enjoy, basically. So I enjoy films, I enjoy art, I enjoy creative endeavors, and so that's kind of the way that I approach my work, because climate it's not always the easiest work to have to do day in and day out. So you have to make sure you're interweaving it with things that you enjoy, whether that's making music or just reading books or anything. You have to make sure that those are playing a part with each other, so that, you know, the day in and day out of it all could be a little more bearable.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's kind of a recurring theme. We just had a panel on health and wellness careers, and that's what so many of the speakers were saying, you know, like you have to be passionate about it. You have to really find what, you know, gives you energy and inspires you to do the work to be able to, you know, sustain it in the face of a lot of really difficult issues that the work is tackling.
Mhm.
It looks like there is a question in the chat. If you, the film coming out on Netflix, what is the official name of that again?
Youth v. Gov is the official name of that film. So yeah, just youth and then a V and Gov, as in youth versus government. Yep.
And then since you've been so involved in film, outside of the films you've been involved in, is there a favorite film that you have personally that you would recommend to others?
Oof, that's hard. One that definitely comes to mind is Beasts of Southern Wild. I feel like that's a really, really fantastic example of like a very nuanced and not very heavy-handed. Like it took me, I watched it in school at first, and it took me watching it again to realize that it was even an environmental justice film, despite me being an environmental justice activist like for so long. I watched it again and I was like, wow, this really is about the people who are put on the front lines of the climate disaster. And it's from the perspective of just the most adorable, precious character. And it has this like it's a little fantastical too. It brings in kind of themes of Afrofuturism as well, which was and Afrofuturism is a concept that was really inspirational for me in making Reclaim the Earth. And so yeah, that's what I would recommend, Beasts of Southern Wild.
Love it. So, do you have any other advice for young activists, or young people exploring careers in this space, or
Yeah. I think too, especially with climate work, especially careers, I think a lot of young people are itching to kind of get involved in actually like doing the work and being compensated for it and actually making it like a life. And I think that it's really important to try to not just go for you see one job and you're like, oh, that's it, like I have to do that. Like definitely make sure that you're entering like an organizational space that shares your values and that you feel like you're going to be comfortable in, because I think most people who work in the nonprofit sector and know that it can really suck if you're in a place that you're not enjoying the work that you're doing, or people you're doing the work with, or the values the organization holds. So definitely be intentional in job searches. But yeah, I think that would be my main advice. I guess I'm still trying, there's still a lot I'm still trying to learn too, I guess. I just turned 23 a week ago, and
happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And so I'm still learning new things every day, and I've already been lucky enough to have the opportunity to have worked into nonprofit environments, but it's really just like, I feel like even some of my older coworkers are still learning new things every day about the best way to do the work and sustain the work and be in the nonprofit or climate sector careers. So
absolutely, yeah. Every day is a new experience, a new journey. Speaking of PowerShift Network, is there, that's a great network for folks who aren't aware of it. National Wildlife Federation is proud to be a member of the network, and I know y'all are busy planning for the big convergence a year from now, but was there anything you wanted to shout out specifically for that work, or any other work that you're involved in?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely shout out PowerShift in general, powershiftnetwork.org. If you just are curious want to know about more of the awesome organizations that you can check out, you could go on our website, and we have over 100 member organizations that are all working on climate issues. And so it could be a good little registry to peep kind of all the different orgs all over the country. And we have a huge variety of like larger organizations like National Wildlife Federation, and also really tiny just chapters like Sunrise chapters in different states that are members of our network. And so it's really cool to get to build those bridges between some of the large organizations and maybe smaller community projects, and just bring everybody together under one umbrella because we're all fighting for the same thing. And something that is another thing you could check out is we're partnering right now on a campaign with the Action for the Climate Emergency, or ACE-Space. That's a campaign focused on young people's mental health in the wake of the climate crisis. And if you go on ACE-Space's Instagram or PowerShift's Instagram or acespace.org, you can learn more about that as well. The campaign's called Let's Talk About It. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, let me just put that in the chat. You said, what's the web address again?
acespace.org.
ACESPACE?
Yeah. Ace space, like the, yeah, SPAC. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Vic, for taking the time to talk with us today and share that beautiful film. If I don't think there's any other questions in the chat box, if there were any last closing thoughts you wanted to share, you're welcome to.
Yeah, no, just thank you for having me and for everyone checking out the film. And I'm glad that I got to share it with everyone, because like you said in my bio, which I guess I said it better there than I can remember how to say it now. But yeah, definitely the whole point of it is to kind of feel at least somewhat in touch with other people's lived experience, even though obviously there's so many barriers to ever being able to understand somebody else's lived experience. It's supposed to be just a snippet of what we can try to relate to each other on. So I hope it had that effect on people.
Absolutely. Yeah, storytelling is so important. And thank you for the work that you're doing in that space. And we look forward to continuing to see inevitably the additional amazing work that you'll continue to do. So thank you. Thank you for your work. And thanks everyone for joining. We'll take just a couple minute break and then come back together at 1:30 for the next session, which is the career planning workshop. So thanks again, Vic, and take care, everyone.